everyone, I'm Aveline. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day, and I hope you guys have enjoyed your weekend so far, that yesterday, Saturday, was amazing for you. I hope that Sunday is going great, and if you live in a time zone that's ahead of me and you're watching the video when this goes up, what are you doing awake? Go to bed. You should get some sleep. Like, really, consider sleeping. Or if you're just like enjoying your Monday morning, then that's also fine. Please tell me how Monday is, because I would like to know before I need Monday morning myself. I don't know how to phrase that sentence. Anyway, let's just get into the voiceover. I hope you guys are doing great. So I felt like doing another Scandi apartment. I actually wanted to do this like last week, I think, but then never got around to do it. So we're doing a Scandinavian roommates apartment, and other than Tuesday's video, I will be taking a step back from Dream Home Decorator just a little bit. I just felt like when I sat down and I started recording something, actually, okay, so I was supposed to post yesterday, but then I started a very big base game house. It's going up on Wednesday instead because I simply could not finish it. So I moved it to Wednesday. It's fine. But it turned out a lot bigger than I initially was going for. So I also considered maybe I should just move it for today. But then my mom came to hang out a little bit yesterday, so I realized I couldn't finish that on time. So I don't know, it's a puzzle sometimes, but it's all good. It's going up on Wednesday, so if you've been waiting for another base game build, I figured it would be a good time before we jump into the next pack release as well. And now, like, I don't want to call hype, I don't want to call it that, but like, everyone's kind of calmed down a little bit with Dream Home Decorator and also the kit that came out, Courtyard Oasis. So I felt like it was a good time to do another base game build. So I've also been overusing Dream Home Decorator, but you guys know I said that I wasn't going to do more builds that were focused around Dream Home Decorator, but then it turned out that the next expansion pack is coming out fairly soon, I think. It's still a month and 10 days, but still only a month and 10 days, you know, like it's a long time, but then again, it's not really a long time. So I don't want to do anything regarding like country life or farm life or cottage living or whatever before that pack comes out. I just kind of want to save my cottage ideas for that pack. I actually had a shell that, I won't say shelf, anyway. I have a house shell that I built a long time ago by now, or just like a month ago. And I actually wanted to do that, like finish it up for this little time in between the pack, or in between the packs. But it's a cottage, so can't do that. I'm gonna save it for, I don't even know what the world looks like would that shell fit into the world or whatever. I just don't want to get my cottage ideas out before I get my hands on the new items and stuff, so I'm just gonna wait a little bit. If you want to see some cottage builds, like I know that some of my fellow builders are releasing builds that are inspired by the trailer, at least, because they've not seen the pack either. I know that for sure. But if that's something you're interested in, definitely go check them out. We're just not gonna do any cottages or anything farm life related for the foreseeable future. Actually, not the foreseeable future, because I feel like a month and 10 days is not gonna be that long. Time just flies by right now. I don't know what's going on. It's really weird. So time is just like, I don't know. This week has been long and short at the same time, and it's so weird. Anyway, regarding this apartment, so I wanted to do like a Scandinavian inspired apartment from the apartments that I've seen around my city primarily, because I've not really, and also Copenhagen, I suppose, although it's more like a newer, because you don't have these kinds of apartments in The Sims per se. I suppose some of the ones in the Spice District would kind of go, like you could kind of fake it a little bit, but these are definitely the apartments that I'm thinking about are the newer ones here in my area. There's a lot of older buildings here as well. So I used to live in an apartment building that was actually from the 1870s or something like that. And those kinds of apartments, those are the ones I'm talking about. Like, you can't really find those in The Sims. You could possibly fake the Spice District apartments to make them look a little bit like it, but in the end, not really. So we're just gonna go for one of the more modern ones. Obviously, like I said, I don't really know what the apartments in Sweden and Norway look like, because I've not really looked into it, but I often sit down and look at apartments from my city and also Copenhagen, just because I apparently don't like being too content and always want to move. So I don't know what that's about. But anyway, I'm actually really tempted these days to turn my home office into, like, get a green screen for when I do face cam, which I do sometimes, and then turn my home office into a library instead. I don't know. I just want to make changes all the time and it's super annoying. So anyway, back to the apartment. Usually when you move into newer apartments here in my city and also Copenhagen, you end up getting a kitchen that's already kind of built into the apartment. I feel like that's very standard for a lot of places, and also the bathroom will also be pre-built as well, but everything else you bring yourself. Sometimes you'll see a closet in the bedrooms, sometimes there won't be a closet. I feel like in a lot of the newer apartments there actually are. However, I decided not to include that in this apartment, simply because I wanted to go for a specific color scheme for every single room has to have kind of like their own color scheme going on. And then the items that were there when you moved in, so the kitchen and the bathroom, we're kind of going for just like plain white, because that's what a lot of the kitchens and a lot of the bathrooms are when you move into them by default. I actually saw an apartment building, I think it was in Copenhagen, or maybe it was in a smaller city, a little bit outside my city, or I don't know. I've been looking at a lot of, they pop up on my Instagram all the time. It's like Instagram is telling me you gotta move to the country or something. Here's a brand new apartment building in the middle of nowhere. You can see the forest from it, but hey, it looks awesome. But I don't want to go there. I want to stay in the city. But Instagram keeps making all these buildings pop up on my, I don't know, it's weird. But anyway, but that one, I remember this specific apartment. You could choose either an apartment with a white kitchen, or for some reason you could pay a little bit extra in rent every month and then get an apartment with a dark gray kitchen. And it just felt like it was such a weird, like, hey, if you pay a little bit extra in rent, you get a dark gray kitchen. Like, what? The kitchen wouldn't contain anything extra, like equipment wise, or it was not a bigger kitchen or anything like that. It just cost extra because it was gray. They called it, this is designer kitchen, while the other one, the white color scheme, whatever, the white version of it, that's just the standard. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense, because, you know, it's still the same kitchen, just a different color. But just to show you guys, kitchens, when you move into like newer apartments here, they're always just white by default. So, except my friend actually moved into, but she also doesn't live here, she also doesn't live in Copenhagen, but she actually moved into a smaller apartment in the city that she lives in currently. And her kitchen is actually gray, but she's not paying extra for it. So maybe it was just that specific apartment that just decided, like, they were just, let's just put it straight. Like, they were greedy, okay? They were greedy. Let's just be real. If you want someone renting your apartment to pay extra just because the kitchen is gray, then you're greedy, okay? So I ended up going off on a tangent, and we've basically not really talked about the apartment anyway, but one bedroom is more like a soft kind of pink color scheme, another one is a blue, and this one right here turns into a soft darker brown and green color scheme. You can see it on the bed in just a second. I actually changed the bed to one of the other models just because I felt like it fit better with this whole modular system that I've placed here. So I really wanted them to have like a wall with basically everything. So they have a bookcase, they have the desk as well with the laptop, and then they also have the open closet. I love the open closet so much. You guys know walk-in wardrobe is my dream. I know it's such a weird dream to have. Whatever, you can judge me if you want to. I really don't care. But I want a walk-in wardrobe. So yeah, that's basically, I just wanted to try out some different color schemes without doing it throughout the whole apartment. I wish there was one thing that I noticed while decorating this, because I kept the common area a little bit more neutral. I'm kind of assuming that the Sims living in the biggest bedroom, that they're the ones renting out the other rooms, or it could just be like friends living together or something. I don't really know. I have no background story for these Sims. I just imagine that the two Sims living, or the single Sim, I just kind of imagine there to be two. The ones that live in or have the biggest bedroom, that they either own the apartment and then they rent out the other two bedrooms, or they just have a landlord somewhere that kind of split the apartment up into three, or they're friends. So I don't really know. I will say that I don't feel like it's that common for a couple to live with other people. However, it does happen. My neighbors, for example, they used to be a couple and then they lived with another guy as well. I don't know if they were friends. I'm assuming that they were, but I don't really know their situation. I don't know my neighbors. I feel like that's very normal for apartment buildings in Denmark. But I do know that they make a lot of noise on Fridays and Saturdays, so thank you for that. I appreciate that so, so much. I kind of forgot what it's like to be young. It's fine, so they can live their life. I'll just read my book and drink my wine and watch my TV series. That's completely okay. Anyway, we are at the end of the video, so I'm going to be wrapping up this voiceover now. If you guys like this apartment, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. And as always, the trade files will be on my Patreon, which will be linked to in the description box and also in the pinned comment. If you like Roblox videos, check out my Roblox channel, and if you like lifestyle videos, check out my lifestyle channel. Both will be linked to in the description box as well, and also the pinned comment. And that is all I got for you guys today. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!
There's something about you and I know why. I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's in your smile.